It's Bulletproof Monday, and I am so excited to be here with all of you. My name is Susan Sly, and I hope you are having an amazing day. If you are watching on YouTube, welcome to you. If you want to check this out live, it is every Monday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 5 Eastern on my Facebook fan page. And if you are listening to this on iTunes or whatever way you listen to podcasts, welcome to you too. I take these Bulletproof Mondays and I make them into podcasts so you can listen to them in your car, on the treadmill, wherever it is you go. I want to welcome all of you who join in live every single week. You carve out this time to be here. I can't, say enough about all the amazing people who send me so many messages saying that these Bulletproof Mondays really positively impact their lives. So I want to say hey to Casey and Hadass and Bruce and all of you. And it's great to have you. And hey, Trisha, it's great to see you here too. So today we're going to talk about how high achievers start their day. And one of the greatest things, in order to become really successful, the easiest thing is to emulate people who are already successful. Would you agree with that? So we're going to talk about people like Tony Robbins today, Robin Arzon over at Peloton, and some others, and how they really start their day. And one of the things in researching this that I found is that super successful people, and I'm talking about people who make millions of dollars a year, or perhaps even billions, they all start their day. They have 5 key things they do. And think about it. If you begin to emulate these 5 things that they do you think you might have more success? Of course. And so years ago, I had the privilege of sharing the stage with Jim Rohn on 3 occasions before he died. And Jim was actually Tony Robbins' personal mentor. And Tony's first big job after being a janitor and so on was going to work for Jim Rohn in sales. And so Jim was the master of high performance habits. And a lot of the people that talk about productivity, myself included, we all were mentored live by Jim Rohn. So that's really cool. So I'm going to also be bringing Jim Rohn's teachings in today. I would encourage you to grab a pen, grab, a piece of paper, take down some notes, because these Bulletproof Mondays are my way of giving back and serving you so that you can create more results and lead a ridiculously fulfilling life. So a couple quick announcements before I get into the topic. My event, only 4 days, is amazing. We're going to be closing registration soon. It is coming up April 25th to 28th here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And if you are looking to market yourself, build your brand, take your business to the next level, it is going to be an incredible event. So here's who's coming. Dennis Yu is coming. Dennis Yu is a global Facebook expert. He's going to teach you the tips and techniques to market yourself on Facebook, whether your budget is $1 a day, or like some of his clients, $1 million a month. Dennis is going to share his amazing wisdom, and then he's going to do a live Q&A. I've got Kieran O'Brien coming. Kieran manages Instagram accounts. He buys Instagram pages. He is an Instagram marketing genius. He's incredible. Brennan Agranoff is coming. Brennan is 18 years old now, but by the age of 16, he was a millionaire. He built a multi-million-dollar business while he was still in high school. I'll be teaching. I'm going to be teaching NLP techniques. Jeff Cox is coming. Jeff is going to be talking about startup diaries. What does it really take to do your own startup, especially in the tech space? We've got so many amazing trainers. Check it out on only4days.com. If you want $100 off, there's a coupon code. It's just Susan with a capital S 100, and you will get $100 off the list price. All the VIP tickets are sold out. So if you wanted the branding package with the photographer, the videographer to come hang out with me at the Sanctuary Resort, those are all gone. We have no more left. And we have about 10 general session tickets left, and then we're sold out. So check it out, only4days.com. It's going to be amazing. With that, let's get into it. So here's the thing, you want to achieve success. You want to achieve more results in your life. And sometimes it's easy to get into this space, and I've been there myself, where you really wrestle with, do I have to work more to achieve more? And there are some people out there that would say, yes, Trisha, you have to work longer hours if you're going to achieve more. Yes, Tracy, if you want more, you're going to have to hustle. You're going to have to work 16-hour days, 18-hour days. And the reality is that isn't the case. How we start our day often determines our day. Have you ever had one of those days when, maybe you're a little bit tired and you wake up and you're like, oh, it's Monday. Oh, I don't want to do this today. And maybe you get up, your mind is just not, there, and you stub your toe, and then one thing leads to another, and then you get this big bill, and then, your boss yells at you, or your best friend tells you that so-and-so has been gossiping about you, or your team member leaves to go join another company. We've all had those days, right? And here's the thing. High achievers have those days too, but because they start themselves in such a way that they're grounded and they're focused, they don't let things bother them. And I want you to think about this. Think about water as an example. So water, as it flows, it doesn't freak out because there are rocks. It just goes around the rocks. And that's the same thing with a high achiever. If you want to become a high achiever, you have to be more like the water. So are people going to gossip and judge you? The answer is yes. Even Tony Robbins has his critics. Are people going to criticize you for decisions you make? The answer is 100% yes. I have friends who are worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. I even have friends who built billion-dollar companies, and they have their share of critics. Are you going to have days when you're maybe a little bit tired, or maybe you're just not feeling yourself 100%? That is going to happen. But if you follow these 5 habits of high achievers, it's going to change your outlook, and it's going to change your energy. One of the things that high achievers know is that energy is their most valuable commodity. And when you think about it, when you're energized, Teresa, when you're energized, do you feel like you can conquer the world? You better believe you do. When you're energized, can you, get more done? Are you just happier, and the stress happens, and it's like, oh, well, it's like in French, we say, chacun son goût, to each his own. It doesn't matter. Of course that happens. And energy is something that when we are at our peak, and if you think about the last time you achieved anything of significance, were you not the most energized? Yes. So high achievers understand that everything they do to start their day has to help them develop more energy. So I know what you're thinking. Susan, just get into it. Tell me what these 5 things are so I can start tomorrow and be on top. And yes, I'm going to get into it right now. So the first thing that high achievers do is they start their day with prayer and meditation. So the New York Times had an article on Robin Arzón, and if you are a Peloton user like me, I'm not telling you what my name is because I don't want to race you. I just want to do my own thing on Peloton. Robin is not only one of the teachers on Peloton, she is a type 1 diabetic. She's vice president over there. She has a lot going on. And so the New York Times did a whole profile on what she does moment to moment. And she gets up at 6 in the morning. And after she has her morning ritual, which I'll get into in just a second, the next thing she's doing is she's spending 20 minutes meditating. And so Brendon Burchard does the same thing. Tony Robbins does the same thing. Anyone I know who makes over $1 million a year, myself included, starts their day with some form of mindfulness. And I know some of you roll out of your bed and you're doing the scroll. It's like you're looking on Instagram, you're looking on Facebook, you're looking on Twitter. You can't do that. That is going to take your mind to a whole group of places when you're not even awake, and suddenly you're comparing yourself. Oh my gosh, look at what that person looks like. And you're not thinking, maybe they had a stylist come in. I saw a girlfriend of mine on Instagram today, this photo of her was absolutely stunning. I mean, this girl is beautiful anyway, but it's lit perfectly. Her hair looks perfect. Her makeup looks perfect. And I know her. Probably she had a team come in and she did a whole photo shoot for the month of April, and she has different photos she can deploy. And that's what happens. But your mind at 6, 7, or when I get up is 5 in the morning, is not prepared to handle that stuff. So taking that time and just grounding yourself. And you might be saying, well, Susan, I don't know how to meditate. Don't worry about it. Think of it this way. I love what Joel Osteen says. Prayer is when you're talking to God. Meditation's when you're listening. And so on my website, susansly.com, I do have some guided meditations, but you can go, and they're $3.97, but you can just simply sit there and start by taking 3 really deep breaths. Let's do one right now. Just take a deep breath in and let it out. Let's do it again. Another one. Deep breath in and let it out. And let's do one more. Deep breath in and let it out. And don't you find that just by taking those deep cleansing breaths that you feel a lot calmer? So what I like to do is start by taking 3 deep breaths in, and then I'll go into what I'm grateful for. And right now this month, I'm challenging myself to do 100, not just 10, 100 items of gratitude and love every single day. So, I'll be grateful for different moments that happened. I'll be grateful for each of my children. And I get in that place where I'm just so grateful. And then the next thing I do is a form of clearing. So if I have maybe someone's been critical, or maybe someone's posted something critical. So one of the things I'll do is I'll send that person love, or maybe I have a friend who's not feeling good. I'll send them love. I was in Canada last week, and I got home Saturday night, and Friday night I was going, I was coming back from a dinner, and there was this man who was sitting there, and it was about 0 degrees Celsius, and he was just sitting there not far from my hotel. So I scooted down, and I gave him $20, and I said, "Hey, what's your name? How long have you been on the street?" And I said, "Are you going to sleep here tonight?" We started this conversation. And anyway, then that night I went to bed, and I was just praying for him. His name is Rob. The next morning I was going to a coffee meeting at 7:30 in the morning, and he was still there. So I got down, I squatted down, started to talk to him. "How was your night?" And I gave him some more money. And I said, "Listen, I've got to go to a meeting, but when I come back, I really want to get to know more about you." So I go to the meeting, and I'm coming back, and there he is. And I said to him, he's like, "I did time and I feel really bad." Here's the interesting thing. I used to work in a prison in Canada, and he was in the same prison I used to work in at the exact same time. So he was an inmate. I was a prison guard. Then I went to work in parole. And so we actually knew some of the same people. And he said, "I was arguing with God this morning, and I took both his hands, and, and I don't think about like, where's this person been or whatever. I just grabbed his hands. I said, let's pray together." And I was praying, and he was praying, and he started crying. I started crying. I gave him all the rest of my money in my wallet. And he said, "I can't take this." And I said, "Just take it." And so even last night, this morning, in my meditation gratitude, I was sending love to this man, Rob, right? And so I send love to people. I send, healing thoughts to people. And especially if someone has been critical or cynical with me, I send a lot of love to them, because I'm like, okay, I'm not perfect. Believe me, I'm not. But I really believe that people who are being hurtful are people who are hurting themselves, and they're the ones that need the love the most. So I do that. And then after I do all that, and then I get silent and I get quiet, and that's my morning ritual. It's about 20 minutes. And then, so that's the first thing. Everyone I know who's a high achiever takes that time before they start the scroll. They do not scroll. They don't get on text. They don't do anything. And I always find it interesting when I look at the times people text me, 5:30 in the morning, or, whatever. Some people don't go to bed. And I'm like, what would your life be like if you would just take that 20 minutes and you just breathe and be grateful, and then send love to people, and be silent? So that's what high achievers do. The next thing they do is they wake up their brains and their bodies with some form of natural energy. So I'm not talking about a Monster drink or anything like that. I'm talking natural energy. So what Robin does, going back to Robin Arzón, the vice president of Peloton, she has some lemon juice and some apple cider vinegar, and that's her thing. My naturopath, his name is Dr. Jane. He is the naturopath for MLB athletes, NBA, I have to think NFL, all of my acronyms, right? And he has like greens from his garden, and he throws them all in the juicer, and he drinks this like green sludgy drink, like right out of the movies. It's all clumpy and stuff. That's what he does every morning. For me, I have like strong organic black coffee, and then later on we'll have the apple cider vinegar and all that greens and the good stuff. But I like to start with some black coffee, organic, of course. Tony Robbins, he jumps in a cold plunge pool. But all high achievers, this is number 2, they do something in the morning that is going to get their energy up naturally. Okay. And that's what I want you to think about. So what people who aren't achieving tend to do is, again, they wake up, they're scrolling, they're, not even thinking, they're going through their morning unconscious. High achievers are very deliberate. They know, remember I said, energy is the most valuable commodity that we have. They're doing their prayer meditation. They're getting the natural energy flowing. The third thing high achievers do is they get their workout done first thing in the morning. Now, why do you think this is important? Right? It's important because high achievers know that they have to seize opportunities. And so they will get up really early and get the workout done in the morning. So, Bob Berg, he wrote The Go-Giver. He was one of my podcast guests. Bob, he has a personal trainer come to his house every single morning, I think at 5:30 in the morning, so he gets his workout in. He's like, if I didn't have the trainer there, I wouldn't be as disciplined. I know that Madonna, she gets her workout in early in the morning. Jennifer Lopez, same thing, early in the morning. For myself, after I do my prayer and meditation, and I then I'm doing some journaling, I'm doing all that good stuff, wake up my brain, wake up my body. I get in 30 minutes of fasted cardio. So this morning, 5K run, some mornings it's hot yoga, but I do something to get my body going. And it's so important. And high achievers do this in the morning because their day could go in so many different directions. Now, high achievers are very deliberate, but even just before I started this Facebook Live on Bulletproof Monday, I booked 2 business dinners. I have one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday. Then Thursday, I fly to San Francisco. I have a 6 a.m. flight. I do workouts 6 days a week, and some days I do double workouts. Sunday, I did a double workout. I ran 4 miles in the morning. And then I did a hot yoga in the afternoon with my daughter. So high achievers know they have to get it done early in the morning, because as the day goes on, that, they want to say yes to these great opportunities. And sometimes, someone's like, hey, last minute trip into town. Can you meet for dinner? Can you meet for a late meeting? And honestly, often, especially if you're juggling kids and business, by the time you get to 8 o'clock at night, you don't feel like working out. You're like, I'm going to watch Fixer Upper reruns on HGTV. That's what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to watch Netflix or The Bachelor or whatever it is you do, just to chill out. And so making sure you get that workout done. Every high achiever I know, they do it first thing in the morning. The fourth thing is high achievers journal and review their day, and they take out anything that isn't in alignment with their goals. And I want you to think about this very deeply. Are you scheduled? My business partner in Radius, I taught him my scheduling method. So making sure you have your planner, everything is all written out, knowing very, very specifically. Jim Rohn used to say, don't start your day until you end your day. And he was a big believer. And again, I learned from him. Tony Robbins learned from him. Tony's worth $6 billion. I am not yet. But one of the things is I always plan my day the night in advance. And then in the morning, I look at it again after I get my workout in, wake up my brain, meditate, pray. And then I'm like, if there is something that's not in alignment with what I say I want right now, I either reschedule it, I cancel it. Sometimes there are things that you say yes to at a time in your life that makes sense, and then suddenly things are different and that thing no longer makes sense. And I can tell you in my email inbox, I have so many different things. People who want to do brand collaborations, people who want to be on my podcast show, people who want meetings, and not everything aligns with where I'm going in my life right now. And being able to say no is something high achievers do. But that's the fourth thing. High achievers, I know Brendon Burchard gets up after he does all of his morning stuff that we just spoke about, and he looks at his schedule and he's like, if this doesn't make sense for me right now, I'm going to have my assistant reach out and tell this person we have to defer. And be okay with that. You might have said, yes, I'm going to go hang out with you and I'm going to have cocktails in the middle of the afternoon, but you're the person who also said you want to rank advance in your network marketing business, or you wanted to bring in another $1 million in your pre-Series A funding round. What are you doing going for drinks with your best friend who isn't investing in your company and isn't joining your business? You don't have time for that. And I need you to really think about that. Yes, we can have a balanced life and we can do all those great things, but some of those things shouldn't be happening in your prime production hours. And I like to front end load my week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I get more done in those 3 days than, a lot of people will get done in 5 days, and I like to front end load it so that if I am going to hang out with a girlfriend, or if I am going to do something fun, like last week I took my kids to the zoo in the middle of the afternoon on a Friday, I have plenty of time to do that stuff, but I like to work my tail off at the beginning of the week and just get a lot of stuff done. The last thing that I want to share, the habits of high achievers, first thing in the morning, is they check their social media, emails and texts, and these notes, I'm going to post the notes for you guys. They check them after they've done those 4 things. So after they journal, after they work out, after they turn on their brain, after they pray and meditate, that's when they get into all of the emails, all of the texts, all of the social media, because their head is on straight. And I want to finish just by saying this, that, I know that all of you, myself included, are capable of more in our lives right now. More abundance, more love, more joy, more money, more fulfillment, better health, relationships. We are capable of so much more. And you may say, well, Susan, these 5 things you share, they're such common sense. And here's what I would say to you. If Tony Robbins starts his day like this, and Brenda Bouchard and Robin Arzón, and, all of these different people, and you're not doing all of these 5 things, I would just say, you know what, for the rest of this month and next month, maybe the month after that, 90 days, make a commitment to start your day doing these 5 things. And watch how your life changes. Watch how your attitude changes. Watch how your energy changes. And, if you love productivity tips, stay tuned. I'm on a productivity bender. Next week on Bulletproof Monday, I'm going to be talking about the law of attraction. Does it really exist? If it does, how does it work? And I've already got this training plan. It's going to be awesome. If today has been great, I want you to comment, ask questions. I do respond to all of your comments and questions. If this has been helpful, I would love for you to share it. And mark your calendar for Bulletproof Monday. I will be here again next Monday. As I said, we're talking law of attraction. What is it? Does it work? How does it work? So how do you make it work? And we're going to do all of that. And with that, I just want to wish you an amazing week, a blessed week. Know that you're amazing. You do deserve to have it all. And if you're interested in attending Only 4 Days, go to only4days.com. I would love to work with you in person. Imagine 4 days, you and I together, how powerful that would be, working on your social media, your branding, your business, just life-changing. So with that, God bless, go rock your day, and I will see you on next Bulletproof Monday.